am I the astronaut for ruining my brother's marriage? So my wife and sister-in-law got pregnant around the same time, just weeks apart with sister-in-law leading. Wifey pregnancy was hard on her, but she pulled through, and I did my best to support her, especially since it was our first child. After she gave birth, she had PPD, like most women have, but I tried to be prepared for this. I had made around 10 meals prepped of her favorite foods and desserts so she could have them exactly when she wanted them. Plus, it'll allow me to help with our baby girl more. I let her have time to herself whenever she needed it because if she isn't feeling well, then my baby girl isn't feeling well either. Got her push presents, which included jewelry, shoes, and a bag she wanted. I really wanted her to transition to motherhood to be as beautiful as she made it for me becoming a father to our girl. Now on to the problem. Like I said, my sister-in-law gave birth earlier than my wife. She went low contact for a couple of weeks, which I understand since I did the same. When I did see her, though, I was appalled. She had heavy eye bags, wore dirty clothes, and obviously hadn't had time for herself. My brother, on the other hand, looked clean and put together. I didn't say anything since it's not my relationship. Last Sunday, my mom hosted a get-together, and during it, me and sister-in-law were able to talk for a bit. She made a comment about how put together my wife seemed, and she said the labor must have been easy for her. I corrected her, saying it wasn't, and I just took care of her for the first couple of weeks. She asked what I did, and I repeated what I wrote above. She got quiet and looked a bit sad. She mumbled something before heading back inside. I didn't think much of it till yesterday. My brother called me, blowing my phone up, and called me an asshole for trying to appeal to his wife. He added how they had a fight and she said she felt like she wasn't being cherished and loved like she was supposed to be and needed time to think about the relationship. She went back to her parents' home with the baby. I told him I didn't mean for it to come off like that and I was just being honest when we were talking. Didn't work. He called me more names before hanging up. My family is mad at me, especially my dad, saying that I was trying to make my brother look bad in front of his wife by flaunting my lifestyle. Am I the astronaut? What? It is an NTA. Dad, okay, OP's dad in this is really the thing that pisses me off. I understand the brother being pissed because he feels like this just made him look bad. That wasn't the point. And you were just being honest, OP. So yeah, sorry, you actually care the way we should all care for your wife and your child. Yeah, sorry about that. Which if someone else is seeing, especially because you guys had babies at the same time, your comparison is the thief of joy, right? And she can't help but compare because you guys are on polar opposites. How can you not see a disparity between polar opposites? Of course, she sees that there's something different with your wife. Of course, she comments on it because she feels like shit. And she's like, how does she not? And then you told her how. And she's like, well, my piece of shit over here hasn't done anything like that. And I'm not saying that the brother doesn't care for his wife, but he probably just didn't think proactively about what he could do to make her feel better the way that OP did. Maybe he's not wired that way. Maybe not. A lot of guys aren't. A lot of guys just don't think that way. It doesn't mean they don't care or don't love their wives. They just don't show love that way, which sucks for them, but maybe that's just the way they are. The dad jumping in here and saying that you, OP, were just trying to make your brother look bad by flaunting your lifestyle. Like, when did you enter this conversation, Dad? And whose story are you receiving here? Like, where obviously you've heard from my brother who only told you his side here because it's you're trying to make your brother look bad. Well, who else has said that? Oh, my brother who's pissed because his wife. Oh my God. It's too transparent. I'm like, Dad, get the out of the conversation here. Your opinion is unearned here. It doesn't sway anything. And I'm sorry for loving my wife and child. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know. Not all couples are that way. Not all people are that way. Not all people show love that way. He may show love in a different way. But the fact that his wife, the brother's wife, felt just completely trucked and he was able to just roll in looking like he just hopped out of the shower is rough. Now, it is like she's got to speak up and say, hey, I need help. If he's not thinking proactively that way, he may need a jump start to get to that point. Pain creates change, right? If he needs to give more attention there, her bringing it up should be enough pain to create change in that department. But instead of him being like, oh, what can I do differently? What can I do better? I'm sorry, I'm stupid. I didn't think of it in the first place. Tell me what kind of things we're talking about here, and I will gladly do them. No, his solution was to just point the finger at his brother and be like, you tried to make me look bad and appeal to my wife. By telling her how much I love mine? Okay. His brother's wife getting burnt out has nothing to do with the single conversation that they had at one event like yesterday. But someone who can't accept personal responsibility is going to find something to blame it on, and brother did that, which just goes in line with everything that's happened here. He can't accept personal responsibility, so find an excuse. Dad pissed because the OP also made dad look bad as well, because wonder what dad did when she gave birth to OP and brother. Oh. And Annie, I think sister-in-law has 2 babies, one she birthed, one she married. Oh, I feel bad for her. And you, Sergeant Mac, you highlighted my thoughtless neglect. Brittany, exactly. Yeah, sister-in-law asked the questions. He just answered honestly. What was he supposed to do? Lie to make you look better, brother? No. You, bravo, OP, for being proactive. Like, I look bad with how this OP approached things. Like, this, the amount of forethought here, the preparedness is just off the charts. And I'm like, wow, that's admirable. That's the difference here. I'm not pissed. I'm not jealous. I think it's admirable. It's something that we should all aspire to. Not that we are beholden to do it, but it's something we can aspire to. It is admirable. It is not something that pisses me off because it makes me look bad. That's the difference.